Hello and welcome to this short session on label analytics. In this short session I want to talk to you about the new and now in preview options you have within Microsoft 365 to get an overview of your label statistics and more just from one little dashboard. Okay, let's dive in. Right now what you see behind me is the data classification dashboard. As you might notice, there's a preview notice because some of the options here are still in preview, but most certainly they'll be rolling out really soon. So as you can see in this dashboard, you have an overview of your sensitivity labels, of your retention labels, which again are a different set of labels, and also what kind of sensitive information is being or labels being applied to your data in your organization. Again, Office 365, Microsoft 365 has multiple components like SharePoint, like Exchange, like Teams, etc. And it's easy to remember that a label can be used within any of those components. So let's take a look at the different options we have within this dashboard. Okay, let's take a look. What you see over here is your label statistics or analytics dashboard, and you'll see the location where retention labels have been applied, which in my case is mostly SharePoint Online. Also the same goes for my sensitivity labels, also sensitivity labels being applied in SharePoint Online and OneDrive. And over here I have the same sensitivity labels and retention label overview, but now I do see the labels themselves. I can also see the sensitivity information type, which Microsoft 365 has determined based on the content within my environment. So I don't need to configure anything for this. This is something which comes just out of the box. I've got a overview of where my labels were applied and several activities as well. And let's go into the last one for now, and that's the Activity Explorer. The Activity Explorer will show you what kind of activities have been detected within a certain time frame. And what you see over here is labels, your label activity, for example, labels being applied, label being removed, and if you are using the auto classification, for example, of sensitivity labels, then there's also the setting that a label has been detected in simulation mode. So that's also one of the things you'll see over here. I can drill down if I need to find any activity by a specific date. I can also see what has been applied if I just want to have the information provided. Let me just see if that works right now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I see the label statistics over here. It's in my OneDrive. It's a national health number which was labeled. In my case, it's been automatically labeled, by the way, by my, and you see that it's been a label upgrade, and it has been auto applied, like I just told you. So this is a very great overview of your statistics, of your activity within your environment. Another thing I'm really excited about is the Content Explorer. So the Content Explorer is very similar to a Windows Explorer, and it shows you your sensitivity labels, but you can also move around in your organization. So for example, let's say I'm really interested in finding information regarding an international banking account number. So let's just drill deep on this, and you'll notice that immediately the number of files changes over here. So these are the statistics, and I can now just drill down to my specific location. Well, in my environment I do have several demo sites, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to find some sensitive information there. So I got my top level site over here, and I need to drill down let me just drill down to where the information has been detected. Okay, I've got 4 sites, one on my top level side, I've got an auto labeling demo site, but let's go to this one because that one has 2 files detected. And over here I even have a zip file, which makes sense because that zip file does contain one or more documents with classified information in it. And I've got my document which, well, already states IBAN examples, and that's because it contains a list of specific international banking account numbers. So you see, I can just drill down like a explorer. I can find the information I need. I can even export it. This is based on, in my case, sensitive information types. So this isn't a label as such, but it also works with labels. So let me go to the GDPR privacy sensitive, for example. If I go there and I find 2 documents, well, basically copies of, of the same document, which have a sensitive information type, of course, but also have been labeled GDPR privacy sensitive. So just to show you that that's really the case, let's just go to that site and I'll just show you that the documents are indeed, and again, this is just a demo site, so it's not really full of content at the moment, but let me just say it's called the UK National Health Service number, so, and it should be labeled GDPR privacy sensitive. Let me just find out, and here they are, both of the documents, both labeled privacy sensitive. By the way, also this one has been automatically labeled because I have an auto classification label applied. So those are the 2 very neat data classification preview options which are becoming available right now. Very, very useful. If you want to search for a specific type, for example, that's also possible. So let's just go through again. Let's say if I want to look at a credit card number, it's also already in the screen, but if I just go like this, it already gets me the information. If I want public, because that's a label, I have that as well. I also have an IP address, probably, well, didn't know that, but okay, that's a surprise. So this Explorer is really, really useful, and I want to thank you for your attention.